pack. Today I will be opening and reading every single card inside a March of the Machine draft booster, then making a pack 1 pick 1 as though I were in a draft. I'll be including timestamps below if you would like to skip ahead to see the entire pack contents and my pick, but otherwise, let's get cozy and appreciate every single card in this pack. Corrupted Conviction. Black, for an instant, common. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Draw 2 cards. For the good of all, those who stand against the harmony of Phyrexia must be cut down. Ajani Goldmane. Furnace Host Charger. 5 red for a 5/5 creature, Phyrexian Giant, common. Haste, Mountain Cycling 2. With barely a moment's warning, a 1 giant avalanche crashed into Kaldheim's defenders. Alabaster Host Intercessor. 5 white for a 3/4 creature, Phyrexian Samurai, common. When Alabaster Host Intercessor enters the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until Alabaster Host Intercessor leaves the battlefield. Plane Cycling 2. Iridescent Blademaster. 1 green for a 2/2 creature, Elf Warrior, common. 3 green. Iridescent Blademaster gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Her arm and spirit were weary, but as the halo flowed across her blade, it became weightless, and new strength flooded through her. She would fight on. Meeting of Minds. 3 blue for an instant, common. Convoke. Draw 2 cards. If something seems impossible, you probably haven't tried asking for help. Nyambi, Cleric of Dominaria. Protocol Knight. 3 blue for a 3/4 creature, Human Knight, common. When Protocol Knight enters the battlefield, tap target creature an opponent controls. Put a stun counter on that creature if you control another knight. Ingress without proper writ of extraplanar intent? Unacceptable. Aerial Boost. 1 white. For an instant. Common. Convoke. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. Ha, you missed. Ramosian Greatsword. 4 red. For an artifact. Equipment. Uncommon. Convoke. Equipped creature gets +3/+1 and has trample. Equip 2. Gift of Completion. 1 black. For an enchantment. Uncommon. When Gift of Completion enters the battlefield, incubate 3. Whenever a Phyrexian you control dies, surveil 1. And then we have a rare. Sea Double. 2 blue for an instant. Rare. This spell can't be copied. Choose 1. If an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, you may choose both. Copy target spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Create a token that's a copy of target creature. And then we have a transforming card. Harried Artisan. 2 red for a 2/3 creature. Human Artificer. Uncommon. Haste. 3 Phyrexian white. Transform Harried Artisan. Activate only as a sorcery. As strange portals roared open across Theros, Letus gathered his prototype and fled. He was so close to perfecting his design. And then that transforms into Phyrexian Skyflare, a 3/4 red and white creature, Phyrexian Artificer. Flying, haste. Soaring in Realmbreaker's embrace, he finally understood what perfection was. And then our battle is Invasion of Vryn. 3 blue for a 4 defense. Battle, siege, uncommon. When Invasion of Vryn enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards, then discard a card. And then it becomes Overloaded Mage Ring, a blue artifact. 1 tap. Sacrifice Overloaded Mage Ring. Copy target spell you control. On my signal, disable the safeguards. Let's blow these metal freaks right back to their own world. Gav Bellerin, Mage Ring Engineer. We have an alternate frame Quende Pride of Femereth. 3 white for a 2/2 legendary creature, human knight, uncommon. Double strike. Creatures you control with first strike have double strike. His blades were the ultimate agents of transformation. All Phyrexians who met them were transformed into pieces. Heroes of the Second Invasion. And then we have a foil, Infected Defector. 4 white for a 4/3 creature, Phyrexian Knight, common. When Infected Defector dies, incubate 3. The diamond storms of Gobekhan hampered Phyrexia's progress until they recruited some of the local shield mages. We have a swamp, and a placeholder card. All right, so here is our pack. I'm gonna say right off the bat, I'm pretty interested in the rare. And I think what makes this card really attractive is that it can copy anything, so it doesn't need to be your own spells and creatures. While it might be really powerful to be able to copy your own things, you can get your opponent's stuff as well, so whatever their best thing is, you can have one also. So I think just at first glance, that's what I would want to pick. But I'm still not super familiar with everything in the set, so I want to look through one more time. This seems okay. I definitely like that it leaves behind a token when it dies. You can see they're definitely angling for a knight tribal type thing, so if that ends up being well enough supported in draft, then I could see this being pretty good. I'm pretty interested in this card as well. But in terms of the ability on the backside, I think C double is just better. This guy seems alright. So I'm not often too intrigued by enchantments, but this one at least creates a token when it enters. So it's not necessarily just an enchantment that doesn't do anything when you first cast it, but I don't know. Seems alright. I think this might be okay too, mostly because of the Convoke. I can see this being one of those spells where you get blown out by it because you're never sure if your opponent has it or not. Yeah, this is fine. This I would also be pretty interested in, but maybe it's not necessarily better than our rare. this is fine. I actually like this card as well. So yeah, I think in a draft I would probably be pulling these 4 to the front. I do really like the Alabaster Host Intercessor, but it does cost 6, which is a lot, and it does not have Convoke. But the plane cycling does make it a little bit easier. If you have it early in the game and you can't cast it, you can just cycle it away. But I think I kind of want to go with my first instinct here and try out the rare. I'm not sure what we might hope to see wheel from the pack, but I could see it going well with almost anything that we have, so definitely let me know your thoughts though. I'm curious what you would be picking here. Let's talk about it in the comments, and yeah. But I'm gonna go ahead and make my pick, shuffle up the remaining cards, and lay them out. There we have it. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I mentioned, leave a comment with your thoughts, and I would be happy to talk about it with you. I'm curious to know what you're thinking of March at the Machine so far, whether you're drafting or picking out some cards for Commander, or playing another constructed format. And of course, please make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and join me back here every Monday and Friday for new Magic the Gathering ASMR videos. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.